Hey, what's going on everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Star Wars Coffee, where today we're going to be talking about something really insane. George Lucas saving the rise of Skywalker. That's today here on Star Wars Coffee. Welcome back everyone, thank you to all of the returning subscribers, but if you're new to the channel and you're just finding me for the first time, be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button on this video and any other video from the channel that you check out, and be sure to hit that notification bell not once, but twice so that you're always notified the second a new video goes live. Alright, with that being said, we're going to talk about something mind-boggling about the rise of Skywalker, but before we get into that, we're going to throw out a spoiler warning because there will be some spoilers from the rise of Skywalker in this video. So if you don't want to know anything further about the rise of Skywalker, this has been your spoiler warning. Alright, let's get into it. George Lucas has been called in to save the rise of Skywalker. Alright, so we have three problems for the rise of Skywalker. There have been three cuts of this film. There has been a Kathleen Kennedy and J.J. Abrams version. There's been a Bob Iger, who's the CEO of Disney version, and there has been a George Lucas version. They've tested all three of these films, all three versions of this film, and we have had some issues. Okay, so this report comes to us from Cosmic Book News, and it's titled George Lucas Saving Star Wars Test Screenings Disaster. This is written by Matt McGloin, and this originally comes to us from a YouTuber, Overlord DVD, and the article goes as follows. New rumors have hit the net offering that George Lucas has been called to save Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker following test screenings that are claimed to have been a complete disaster. The Star Wars rumors come from a YouTuber, Overlord DVD, responsible for that rumor offering Disney is losing confidence in Brie Larson and Captain Marvel. So this is just establishing what he has said in the past. Alright, so Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker rumors. It's claimed that three cuts of Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker exist. A Kathleen Kennedy and J.J. Abrams version that absolutely tanked with test screening audiences, a second one featuring mandates from Disney CEO Bob Iger, with a third from George Lucas. It's said that Star Wars test screenings were made up with a quarter of hardcore fans, a quarter who said they were simply fans, and a quarter who are aware of Star Wars but don't buy any merchandise or consider themselves big, and the last quarter of people who just go see movies, so general audiences. So, the Kathleen Kennedy and J.J. Abrams version. Regarding to this version, it is said that the first act is said to be pretty good and scored a 65 at the test screening. However, it is all downhill from there. The second act scored a 12 and is said to be really, really bad. The third act only scored a 4, with only general audiences giving it points. The aggregate score for the Kathleen Kennedy J.J. Abrams cut is said to be a 29. Just awful. A huge problem the test screening had was when Rey, basically in OP fashion, destroys the Emperor, which caused them to literally burst out into laughter. Eiger sat in one of the last test screenings and it's said to be completely, just ridiculously upset. Rey doesn't win as much as literally stomps a mud hole on the Emperor, says Overlord DVD. When this happens, all the screeners burst into laughter, which is not a good thing if you're trying to have the final picture of the Star Wars Skywalker saga burst into laughter. Eiger is said to have flipped his lid and immediately ordered a redo. So, now we move on to the Eiger version. But before we do that, let me just comment on the J.J. Abrams Kathleen Kennedy version. I like J.J. Abrams. I know a lot of people don't in Star Wars community. He's called Jar Jar Abrams by some who don't like him. But there is a massive problem. If you score a 65 overall, and oh my gosh, the first act scoring a 65 is good. Okay, I mean, it's not great, but it's okay. Second act to 12 and a third act 4, you gotta be kidding me. So, essentially, Rey is just OP and completely wrecks the guy who was able to stay alive for the course of 9 movies and pre the Phantom Menace. Not good, especially for hardcore Star Wars fans, which I don't want her to completely just OP the Emperor. He's the Emperor, for crying out loud. Okay, so not good. I'm gonna J.J. Abrams did good with The Force Awakens despite the fact that it's a lot like A New Hope, but I still like it. So I'm going to guess that the big problem here is Kathleen Kennedy, because J.J. Abrams wanted to make The Force Awakens a lot darker and a lot more mysterious than he was allowed to, because Kathleen Kennedy said it has to be better suited for general audiences. So I'm going to put the blame on Kathleen Kennedy for this one. Okay, so let's move on to the Bob Iger version. Disney CEO Bob Iger is said to have ordered a rework of the latter half of the first act and some of the second half. It's claimed that Eiger also ordered, get ready for this, Anakin and Luke in the flesh. The Eiger test screening for Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is said to have scored a better 65. George Lucas version. Okay. Now that was all we have to say about the Eiger version, but we got like crazy news here, which could be why Hayden's doing all of this Disney stuff. I'll make a separate video on this because this is just awesome. Anakin and Luke in the flesh. Overlord DVD claims to have no idea what this means. Well, I do. I got a meat right here. Yes, question, answer. Anakin's going to be in the movie if the Eiger version gets what he wants. Okay. So let's just move. Okay. Fans have been asking for George Lucas to be doing a lot with Star Wars since he sold it to Disney, and it looks like we're going to be getting that wish, and what comes to us as an unfortunate fashion that Disney and Kathleen Kennedy weren't able to handle this sequel trilogy on their own as well as they had hoped. They started off great with The Force Awakens for a majority of the audience, I would say 90%, and then it just kind of tanked from there with The Last Jedi, and now they're kind of having to put all of their eggs in this basket to save the sequel trilogy, and so that it kind of resembles with the Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, and Revenge of the Sith, where Phantom Menace was good for the most part, other than Anakin being a kid, Attack of the Clones tanking because of the love scenes, and Revenge of the Sith being awesome. So George Lucas is going to be trying to work his Star Wars magic, and his version scoring an 88 is just amazing. Okay, and as you can tell, I'm going over this. I'm reading this for the first time with you guys because I wanted you guys to have my genuine reaction to this. So that's why there's more pauses than normal. All right, let's read to the last part of this. So, various additional info is what this section is called. While some rumors have claimed that Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker underwent a massive redo, it's claimed that 25% of the 3 different versions that have been redone. The Overlord DVD offered 3 possibilities that might happen. Kathleen Kennedy gets fired, which I've been hearing rumblings about that myself, and Bob Iger picks the George Lucas version. This is the one I hope happens. Alright, Kathleen Kennedy quits, which is unlikely. She's probably going to resign after this anyway, and Bob Iger picks the George Lucas version. The release date gets pushed back to fix things. Definitely not going to happen unless it's a massive train wreck, which it's not, because the George Lucas version scored an 88. So that would be great to stamp on this, to get all of them who boycott to not boycott Episode 9. If you just put George Lucas's name up there with J.J. Abrams right off the bat, you're going to have George Lucas, J.J. Abrams. That billing alone is going to draw in all of the fans who said they were going to boycott it, because George Lucas is literally back in the swing of things. All right. It's further claimed that Disney reportedly spent an additional $300 million after the meltdown and the firing of the Game of Thrones creators was a shot in the direction at Kathleen Kennedy, and Rian Johnson has also been rumored to have been let go. No surprise there. Alright, Secret Skywalker. Regarding the identity of the Secret Skywalker, that is unknown. It could be an existing character, and it could be reintroduction of a new character. I think it's Anakin, Secret Skywalker. Who else would it be? Who should it be? Especially if George Lucas is involved. Everybody in the comments has been like hammering this home, and I see it because I read the comments. Anakin was the chosen one via the mouth of George Lucas. So if the George Lucas cut gets the thing, it's going to be Anakin. Otherwise, fans are going to lose their freaking minds. Alright, so it's got to be George Lucas. It's got to be the Lucas cut, right? I mean, if it's not the Lucas cut, what are you looking at? You're looking at the J.J. Abrams and Kathleen Kennedy version, which is a 29. Major fail on the test. If this was a test, it would be complete F. Didn't even try, didn't even come close to passing. Do the Bob Iger version, you get a 65, which is a D, so you passed, but not by much. And then you get the George Lucas, which you get an 88, which is a B. And it's a high B. It's a B plus and an A minus depending on the grading scale. So that is the version that they clearly need to be going with, especially if they can stamp George Lucas's name on this. Like, you'd be completely stupid not to do that. And as far as the secret Skywalker, it's got to be Anakin. Otherwise, fans are going to lose their mind. Hardcore fans are going to lose their mind. General audiences probably won't care. And the people who have somewhat of an interest in Star Wars are probably going to gripe about it once the hardcore fans point out that where is Anakin and all this, especially if George Lucas's name is stamped on the movie saying he was the chosen one. He'd essentially be ripping up that piece of paper that says Anakin is the chosen one, and that would be out the window. So you got to pick the George Lucas cut, and it's got to be Anakin, right? Okay, that's my reaction. Let me know what you guys think. What do you want to happen? Let's have a discussion about this. I'm going to try a lot harder to reply to the comments on this video, because this is going to be absolutely insane. Alright, thank you guys for watching. God bless, and may the Force be with you.